Thank you, Carl. Thank you, Howard. Wonderful remarks. I'm sorry the Lancaster group has left. I would really appreciate it. That was quite a surprise to have. I appreciate them coming all the way over here and doing that. I'm proud of my roots in Lancaster. To me, this award of Dream Achiever is somewhat of a misnomer, because the life I live today actually far exceeds anything that I ever dreamed about when I left Lancaster High School. I never dreamed that something like this could happen to me. So I thought about that a little bit. I tell students, give them advice that what they need to do is try to identify their talents, invest in those talents, and work hard. If you do those three things, you have a chance. And I did those. But we all know it's much more than what we do, which allows us to achieve our dreams. My mom and grandmother gave me a safe place to grow up. We didn't have much, but we had enough. And that put me on my way. After I invested in Lancaster High School and Texas Tech University and obtained my degrees, I went to Big Spring, and the love of my life, Karen, chose to join me. And over the years, she created a supportive, loving atmosphere, a life in which I could flourish. And many of you in this room, especially those from Big Spring, Ron Haddock was here earlier, many of you in the nonprofit community, provide me opportunities along the way that I could take advantage of, and I did. So all of those things created the opportunities for me to live this life. What I'd like to do is kind of contrast that to what Communities and Schools does. And I remember very vividly when Sandy and I first heard the word dream, and when we came up with the concept of Dream Achievers, Dream Makers, etc. Several years ago, Sandy and I were visiting Reagan Elementary, Dallas West Side. We were touring the facility with potential donors. And we asked the caseworker, staff member there, to describe what she did. Tell us about your job. And what she said was, I help these students dream again. And that really stuck with me, because these students may not have had the safe place to grow up which I had to grow. They may have barriers in their way, they may have challenges in their way, they may have life experiences that are so overwhelming that it clouds or blots out their dreams, that they just are getting by. And what we do, what Communities and Schools does, is remove those barriers, removes those challenges as best we can, and allow these students to dream again. So that potentially 45 years after they graduate from that high school, they can be here today. For that, I want to thank each of you. We talked about the results of Communities and Schools. Each of you contributed to this lunch today, and I greatly appreciate that. For every $500 that was raised today, for every $500 that you give, you can change one student's life. That's what it cost us to case manage a student for 1 year. And over 30 years of auditable results, or minimum 30 years of auditable results, we have a 90% success rate. So $500, you have a 90% chance of changing a child's life before they graduate on schedule. That is why I love the Communities and Schools. And thank you so much for allowing me the opportunity to be here today and for your contributions to communities and schools.
The instructors are to not sit down. And Jeff, we have a presentation for you as well. I do, yes. Jeff Morris, Community and Schools Dallas Region Dream Achiever, November 12th, 2014. Again, with heartfelt gratitude and sincere admiration from all Communities and Schools school children. And as with Howard's, you'll see it's framed with photos of a few of the many school children. Now, here's the back of Jeff's. We tried to slip in a little Longhorn in the middle. But this is also a blanket made, handmade by Lancaster High School students and presented to you, Jeff. These are really quite special. So here's what we believe in success. So Jeff, congratulations.